Negative self-talk is not normal, even if it feels that way. It has just become normal, and that difference is everything. And in this video, I'm going to share with you some tips on how to break the chain and the illusion of this negative self-talk confusion. Hello and welcome in. My name is Matty, bringing a unique, one-of-a-kind, elevated style and grace to this YouTube space. And I drop motivational videos that motivate you to become the best version of you every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Now let's get back to the video. Negative self-talk is not normal. It's just become normal. And that difference is everything. When did criticizing ourselves and getting so negative and toxic on who we are as human beings become so normalized in society? When did we start to accept it and just, revert back to make it our own default program? This thought came to me earlier today, and it encouraged me to put out a video on my TikTok channel because I felt like a lot of us are going through the exact same things, or very similar, and a lot of people are just confused on how to handle it. And a lot of times when we experience something, we think that we're the only ones. We feel alone. We make ourselves feel so much more alone about things in this world than we really are or have to be. And even though, my passion, my career is motivational speaking, motivational videos, and content creation, I've had so many moments of negative self-talk. I remember one in particular that I just was reflecting on everything and wondering, why has this not happened for me yet? Am I not good enough? Am I not as good as these other people that I'm comparing myself to? My messages are so much better and stronger. Why am I coming up short? The list went on and on. I made myself feel so bad about myself that I stopped being grateful for the opportunity to even create videos that inspire people. And instead I started to get down on myself and just completely make myself feel so bad for what I'm doing and where I am, and even worse, who I am. It was a very jarring experience for me, because here's a guy making motivational videos to help motivate and inspire other people to defeat these very same issues that I'm talking about today, but I just felt like I was coming up so short. But everything comes in strides, and it's important to remember that when you start wanting more out of life, you're going to be faced with a lot more challenge, a lot more, moments of weakness that test your courage and strength, a lot more moments that just make you question everything when at one other point in your life you may have been very certain. But it's imperative that we start to break the belief that has become habitual, which is why we think it's so normal and just how it is, and do better. And listen, we're living in the same exact time right now. We're all looking at the same media channels, the news, sometimes parenting. Your upbringing as a child may not have been the kindest, sweetest, most loving. Maybe people at school used to make fun of you and, point the finger at you, so you started coping in a different type of way. Social comparison, like I talked about from my own personal, life of comparing myself to other creators and wondering why I wasn't where they were or even further along. But it's important to remember this thought right here that may help break that wall down a little bit, right? Just because something is common, like negative self-talk, negative thinking, doesn't make it healthy or natural, or even worse, like I said, you just accept it for this is how it is, this is who I am, because you're so much more than that. You weren't always this self-negative talking person. You very well may have had a lot of moments of happiness, even if you choose to tell no one about them. I guarantee there have been moments in your life, in your childhood, at least one time where you did feel some sort of happiness. And it could have been just for a split second, but there's no way that you have never experienced one happy moment in life. But things don't get better the worse that we make them. And that was one thing that really spoke to me, myself, which is crazy. But I also want to present this idea to you as well. Imagine with me for a second that a friend of yours, someone that is pretty close to you, was speaking to you the same way that you speak to yourself. How would that make you feel And would you tolerate that out of that person? Would you just accept it? Would you be like, yeah, you're totally right. You know, I am a dirtbag. I am a piece of crap. I don't deserve good things in the world. I am stupid. I can't do this. I'm not worthy of receiving what I want in life. I can't do my dreams. I can't make things happen. Would you tolerate that? Because that's exactly what you're telling yourself most likely on a regular basis. Thinking that you're not good enough doesn't make you not good enough, but it does influence and impact your actions, which then lead to you not being good enough. But for every problem in life, there is a solution. But in the words of Wayne Dyer, you can't solve a problem with the same mind that created it. And that led me to this thought, which I did share in my TikTok video earlier today, which I'm going to share with you right now. Give yourself more credit and less ridicule. I need you to make an honest effort to acknowledge your growth, to acknowledge your effort, and for even just surviving and being here today when you had so many moments, most likely a lot of you watching, where you wanted to give up. I know that it's difficult. Trust me. I know that you want to give up. I know you have moments where you just want to end it all, throw in the towel and walk away and say, you know what, maybe the world will be better without me. Maybe my only way to make my life better is if I'm not living it. You couldn't be further from the truth. And taking simple daily practices and habits to better your situation, to better where you are mentally, is necessary. I wish that I could tell you that you could just go to bed, wish for something, and wake up and become a new person, but this is not a Disney movie. But luckily, being a human being, you have freedom of choice. And that is something that we have over all of the animal kingdom. If you want to start improve how you feel, you got to start looking a little bit more within and less without. Because if you always look at yourself through the eyes of other people, a lot of times you're not going to see the true beauty in who you are. Even if those people say nice things about you and to you, what good is it if you can't even accept those things? Self-acceptance will lead to external acceptance, which stems from other people, compliments and things like that. Write down or recite in your mind one thing that you're proud of about yourself and about what you've done, maybe some accomplishments, no matter how big or how small you or someone else thinks that they would be. This is about you. Start saying thank you to yourself instead of you messed up again. Look at you failing again. Look at you being a dummy again. Be kind to yourself. Say, man, I may have failed, but at least I learned something. At least I learned what not to do. Oh, you know what? Maybe next time I'm not going to do what I did today because it didn't work out. But let me try this next time. And the next time you have a negative thought, do your best to kind of like parent yourself. You know, you got to catch it. We're always, you know, you can catch when a little kid does something wrong a lot of times. It's time to catch yourself. Catch that thought. Hold on to it before it gets a chance to expand and get all your time, effort, and energy, and just say, this is not the truth about who I am, and counteract it with some positive words. Even if you don't truly believe it in the moment, it is better to speak positively about yourself and about your life than it is to speak negatively. Like I said, less ridicule and more realness, more credit. It's not about fake positivity. It's not about faking it till you make it. It's not about toxic positivity or anything like that. And the reason that a lot of people think that it's fake is because they think the negativity is so real. Let that sink in. Negativity is positivity spelt differently. If you choose to look at the negatives as a positive, you will get something from it. Even a battery needs to work by interacting and balancing itself with negativity. The fact that we're even alive as human beings is negativity and positivity working together so we can even exist. The world itself that we live in is the law of polarity, negative and positive, north and south. Listen, it's a part of the process, but to adopt this negative self-talk is not normal. You just gotta start being the change that you seek. If you can't see the change, you have to be the change. Or if you need to seek help, then seek the help that you need. But by no means do you become a stronger, better version of yourself for struggling silently and just falling victim to these feelings that, quite frankly, are not real, but you are making them appear to be. I don't know if you believe in, little affirmations or anything like that, but maybe those videos could help you too. And if you're looking for one of those, listen to this real quick. I don't have to earn love and kindness from myself. It's already mine to give, which means you already have what it is that you're looking for. Sometimes you just don't acknowledge it. It's like losing your car keys inside, but you go outside and you search for them endlessly in the yard, but they've been inside the house the whole time. I promise you that you will break through this negative self-talk cycle as long as you apply some of the things that you may have listened to in this video. I encourage you all out there that have been negative self-talking to just do one small shift in your day, starting right now. Tell yourself that you're proud of yourself. Tell yourself that you're beautiful. Tell yourself that you're amazing. Tell yourself that even though you're not who you want to be right now, that you're who you're supposed to be, and that's a beautiful thing. Tell yourself that there's no other version of me in this world, because there isn't. Even if you had an identical twin, it still wouldn't be you. You are special. You are amazing. You are beautiful. You are filled with so much potential that I can't even speak straight right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I invite you to start taking a little bit better care of yourself the way that you wish other people would take care of you. Plain and simple. We can't get love from other people if we don't have love from ourselves. Some people can show us that we can be loved by other people, which is a beautiful thing, but we can't rely on that. We have to be there for ourselves sometimes. We have to remind ourselves that we matter. We have to remind ourselves that we are going to be okay. And it's kind of funny how this large idea stemmed from a smaller one today on my TikTok channel. Absolutely wild. But that's it. That's all there is. Negative self-talk is not normal. It's just become normal. And I hope that in this video, you learned some things, you heard some things that kind of hit you differently and made you start questioning and looking at your life in a different light. I know that it's challenging. I know that it seems impossible, but it's not. Without challenge, we would never know the true strength of our character. And even the word impossible wouldn't exist without the word possible, which says I'm possible. You have what it takes. You are amazing, and you are going to get through this. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here. You can subscribe to the channel if you so choose. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I drop inspiring and motivational videos similar to this one to help motivate you to become a best version of yourself at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And in between, I post regularly on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and also a bunch of YouTube shorts. So if this is your first time here, I hope you enjoyed it. Welcome to the community. Thank you so much for being in my life. You are incredible. And as always, my name's Matty Pace, saying one life, one love. I'm out, baby. You're built for this. Woo, baby. Let's go.